Welcome back to Inglés 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate. Hello and welcome back to the program. Welcome to the intermediate portion of class number 141, reviewing the material from yesterday. Well, the last class, I should say. And it started off with say and tell. Well, the new material, at least, in the last class started off with say and tell. So, what's the trick here? Can you tell the difference? Now, to tell the difference is to distinguish, to tell the difference. I have a program here on Vaughn Radio, which many of you know, I'm sure. It's called The Verb Circus, where I look at different verbs. On every program, I talk about one verb, or sometimes two commonly confused verbs. And I did a whole show on say and tell. And in fact, it's an interesting topic, and it's a topic that I hear a lot of mistakes with. So, but it's not really as difficult as a lot of people think it is. Basically, if we immediately mention the person that we're speaking, communicating with, we use tell. And when we don't, we use say. For example, I said I wanted to go. I told him I wanted to go. He said he was hungry. He told me he was hungry. We could also use the word that and say, he told me that he was hungry. He told me, so an indirect object there immediately after the verb. He told me that he was hungry. Okay. She said her name. She told me her name. Now, I mentioned yesterday there are also some interesting little exceptions, like we always say a prayer. Okay, we say grace, which is the prayer you can say before a meal. You say you're sorry, right? You tell a story and you tell a joke, but you say you're sorry. You say you're sorry. You say that you are sorry. You say you're sorry. Okay, so say and tell. Let's practice with a little bit of translation. A few example sentences. Nunca he dicho una mentira. I've never told a lie. I've never told a lie. Di la palabra mágica. Say the magic word. Okay, say the magic word. I could say, dime, tell me the magic word. But di la palabra mágica, say the magic word. Dinos lo que pasó. Tell us what happened. Nos dijeron que nos diéramos prisa. They told us to hurry up. To hurry up. To go faster. They told us to hurry up. Saluda a tu primo. Say hello to your cousin. Say hello to your cousin. Dile tu nombre. Tell him your name. Okay? So remember, what's the trick? Well, the trick is, I'll repeat, if we mention the person we're talking to and we're communicating with, the indirect object, we use tell. Tell him the news. Okay? And if we don't, we use say. Say what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Say what you're thinking. Say what's on your mind. Tell me what's on your mind. Okay? Now, the next thing we saw in the last class was to be over. Acabarse. To be over. Essentially to finish. So it's over. Call me when it finishes. And you can say, in an equivalent structure, call me when it's over. Call me when it's over. Please let me know when the meeting finishes. Please let me know when the meeting is over. Okay? So let me give you a few more with finish, and you can change it to be over. Okay? What did he do when it finished? And you can say, what did he do when it was over? What did he do when it was over? Who are you talking to after the game finished? And you can say, who are you talking to after the game was over? After the game was over. By the way, game and match. A game can be un juego, like poker or moose is a game. They're card games. Un juego can be a game, but a game can also be un partido, which can be a match or a game. Typically in British English, they say match, and in American English, North American English, we say game. So we associate the word game, at least I associate the word game with North American sports. For example, a basketball game, or a baseball game, or a hockey game, or a football game being American football. But when we think of European sports like soccer, football, European football, which in North America and also in Ireland they call soccer, I would use match because I'm thinking of those sports. So even though I'm from Canada, I find myself in Europe often saying, have you seen the football match? Do you watch football matches regularly? Do you watch baseball games? When I was young, I watched baseball games, but I didn't watch football matches, right? But in both senses, it's un partido. And this is certainly not a rule. This is just what I personally find that I often do. It's an observation of my own speech because I associate game with North American sports and match with European sports. A cricket match, I suppose. Rugby match, maybe. So we had the most points when the game finished. You can say we had the most points when the game was over. The players were tired by the time the game finished. The players were tired by the time the game was over. Okay. Good. I think that's been a good review of yesterday's class. Let's move on now and take a look at the word of the day. Word of the day. All right, it is time for our word of the day, which is to argue. The verb to argue, discutir acaloradamente. So here we're a bit angry. I'm right. No, you're not. You're wrong. We're arguing. We're angry with each other, and we argue. Discutir, when we're a bit angry with each other, we disagree, so we are arguing. Otherwise, argumento, we can say, or a discusión where we're simply talking peacefully, we can call a discussion. But to discutir acaloradamente, we say to argue. Every day I argue. Yesterday I argued. That's not true, though. I don't argue very often. I don't like to argue. I'm a very peaceful person. I don't like to argue. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time to move into some new material. And here we are in class number 141, and we see the word yet, as well as the word already. So remember, yet is used in questions and in negatives. Are you ready yet? No, I'm not ready yet. Now, if I ask you, and you have an affirmative answer, that's when you would use already. So affirmative answers here with yet, with the question word yet, would be using already. So, have you had breakfast yet? Yes, I've already had breakfast. I've already, verb. I have already had breakfast. I haven't had dinner yet. Have you had dinner yet? No, I haven't had dinner yet. Have you had breakfast yet? Yes, I've already had breakfast. Okay? Do you drive yet? Here I'm using it in the present simple. Do you drive yet? Meaning, have you got your driver's license yet? You know, we very often use this with the present perfect, but we can push this structure into the present simple and say, do you drive yet? Meaning, do you have your driver's license yet? Do you drive yet? Yes, I already drive. I already have my driver's license. In North America, we say driver's license, whereas in Britain, they say driving license. It's the same thing. I got my driver's license when I was 17. I have been driving ever since. Do you drive yet? Yes, I already drive. Have they moved yet? So give me an affirmative answer. Have they moved yet? Yes, they've already moved. They've already moved. Does he work yet? He's 16. Does he work yet? Yes, he already works. He goes to school, but he has taken a job, and he already works. He works at the local store. When I was 16, I got my first job at a supermarket. My first real job with a paycheck. You know, when I received a check from a company. When I was 16, at a supermarket, stocking shelves, putting cans and boxes on the shelf. I was 16. I started working before that. I started working probably when I was 14, mowing lawns, right? Cutting grass, cortando césped, cutting grass for my neighbors, and they would give me $10 for every lawn, which is the césped, which is the maintained grass. They would give me $10 for every lawn that I mowed. So I used to mow lawns, and they paid me for it. But later, when I was 16, I got my first real job at the supermarket in the summer. It's very common in Canada when you're 16. In the summer, you typically start working. So when you're not in school, you start working and you earn some money. So does he work yet? Yes, he already works. Has he finished yet? Yes, he has already finished. Are we ready yet? Yes, we're already ready. Is she with us yet? Yes, she's already with us. Are you in the building yet? Yes, I'm already in the building. Okay? Now, so remember, already, I am already appearing in the middle of the sentence. I am already in the building. Okay? Have you had lunch yet? Yes, I have already, then main verb, had lunch. Okay? All right, let's move on now and take a look at the vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for the vocabulary of the day, our 5 words of vocabulary. Our first word today is persuasivo. Persuasivo, which is persuasive. Persuasive. To be persuasive means you can persuade. I can persuade people because I'm persuasive. If I weren't so persuasive, I wouldn't be able to persuade people. To persuade is the verb, and persuasive. Persuasive. Remember that V. Persuasive is the adjective. Filosofia is the second word. English is easy, right? Because it's simple. Philosophy. Philosophy. With a PH. PH replacing the F that you use in Spanish. Philosophy. Okay? La prensa. La prensa is The press. The press. I read about it in the press. The press, la prensa. Explorar. Explorar, to explore. Very easy. To explore. Explore. Vestirse. Vestirse, to get dressed. To get dressed. To get dressed. Vestirse. Every morning I get dressed. All right. Okay, folks, it's that time. That's right, it is time for our translation list. Translation. Yes, it is time for translation list number 49. And the first sentence today, ¿Dónde conseguiste eso? Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Number 2. Creí que ya no hacían ese modelo. I thought they didn't make that model anymore. I thought they didn't make that model anymore. Number 3. ¿Fue tu idea o de ella? Was it your idea or hers? Was it your idea or hers? Number 4. ¿Por qué siempre llueve cuando canto? Why does it always rain when I sing? Why does it always rain when I sing? Why does it always rain when I sing? Number 5. Presto atención a lo que él dice. I pay attention to what he says. I pay attention to what he says. Number 6. ¿Cuánto te cobran por ese servicio? How much? ¿Cuánto? How much do they charge you for that service? How much do they charge you for that service? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have looked at 6 of the sentences. We have 6 more, but we're out of time, so we'll review them tomorrow. I do hope you'll join me. Same time, same place, but I'll be back in a few minutes with the advanced portion of the class. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.